Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champion. It is Eric once again with a special Saturday evening live stream. Normally I go on Friday nights. I could not this week. I had a prior engagement. We went on Thursday. I highly encourage you to check that out. I talked about the whole Tyreek Hill trade and my opinions on that. I have links in the description. Tonight we're going to be going back and doing something we've done not only last year, but last month. And that is going over some mock drafting. Now, of course, if you remember, we have traded our first two picks, our first round and our second round draft pick, to the Green Bay Packers for Davante Adams. So we are going to be starting at number 86 in the third round, but there's still a lot of talent to be had. We're going to be using the same websites that we used last time. I want to say a quick hello to people that are already here in chat. Raider Wolf, how are you doing? I see you in here. Michael James, Sandy B, of course. How you doing? You hear the music, the intro music. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Dominique 5 is in here as well, and it looks like a couple of other people. Let's see. Yeah, a couple other people not currently in chat, but that's okay. Not talking in chat, but you get more out of it when you interact with us in the chat room. And of course, if you are not watching this live, it's a good idea to subscribe to the channel, especially if you're going to be liking this content. Give it a try. If you like it, subscribe. That way, you're not going to have to watch it on a replay next time. You'll be here with us live, especially doing these mock drafts. These are really fun. We see scenarios of team need and the players that may be falling. It's a lot of fun. Plus, we can do trades in some of these websites, a lot of these websites. So, how you doing, Raider Wolf? I see you out there. Appreciate you coming in. Again, everybody who's already in here, let's get right to business here. So, if you are new, I see a lot of familiar faces, but if you are new, if you're watching this new on a replay, what we do here is how we normally do it. We have what we call a rundown here. Now, these are going to be the topics that we're going to be talking about for a given show, a given live stream. Now, mostly in this case, it's going to be the mock drafts, of course. Not a whole lot of individual content. We usually have different topics and have different content. And as always, we always do our question and answer segment at the end. So I want to get interaction with you. I think that's the most important part of the live stream, is having the interaction back and forth with you. And also the other watchers and viewers having interaction as well within the chat. A lot of good ideas come up there, I've seen. A lot of things we haven't thought about or wanted to talk about, new ideas. So I really do appreciate it when you guys talk about new things in here and have a lot of interaction here. I see EC Everett in here. How you doing? I appreciate you coming in here as well. So as usual, what we do is we have a poll of the week. Now, if you are a subscriber, you probably got both polls of the week. I did one with Tyreek Hill with the breaking news, and I did the Thursday show based on the Tyreek Hill trade and my opinion of it and how it affects our team, of course. Now, the one I originally wanted to do was this one, and let's bring it up right now as far as our poll of the week. Now, we have made some trades, obviously. We got Rock Ya-Sin. We traded away Yannick Ngakoue. We signed Chandler Jones and, of course, Davante Adams in that big blockbuster deal we had. But we also made a few other trades. I wouldn't say lesser importance, but lesser view, not as high profile. But we still do have some holes to fill. And I wanted to ask you guys, based on where we are at right now, what are the holes that are most important to fill right here as far as position? You guys said 60% right tackle. Not confident in Parker or even Illuminor as our starter. You've also chipped in with cornerback, looking for possibly Gilmore, safety with the Honey Badger. Defensive tackle was low. So overall, I kind of agree with you, the right tackle, especially on the offensive side with Davante Adams coming aboard. I think that's going to be our biggest issue. There are some pretty decent free agent tackles out there that we can throw in there. Hey, Earth Daughter, I see you in here. You are driving, so yeah, keep your eye on the road. I know we'll get the PSA from Sandy B here in just 1 second for you. But glad to see you in here as well. A lot of people in here. And of course, we'll get to the mock drafts in just 1 second after I go over the poll of the week. There haven't been, as far as Raider news, as far as anything definitive as far as Gilmore. There's been rumors that we did offer a contract to Tyrann Mathieu. I have not heard anything about that in actual signing. I've been scouring. I've been looking at the Raiders website, a lot of other websites. I think he would be a decent add, especially if he can play strong safety. That's what he normally plays. I think he can play both sides. Really, he's a big playmaker. We've seen him before. But I really think as far as need, Gilmore would probably be the bigger player that I would rather have at corner. Not so sure about Trayvon Mullen and Rock Ya-Sin being our 1-2 starters. I think Gilmore would probably be our cornerback one, obviously. Casey Hayward moved on to Atlanta. We talked about that in free agency. So with that said, I'll say this. We'll get to the mock drafts right now, but I'm not so sure there's going to be a lot of good talent at this point in the draft. Now, we're going to start with the Pro Football Network one. I like that one the most. I have the other two here as well, PFF and the mock draft database. So let's get to that right now. Pro Football Network. How you guys doing out there? Good to see you. Good to see me as well, I hope. Let's have a chat about this. So last time I talked about this, I kind of spent a lot of time kind of backing it up, but just to give you a real kind of Reader's Digest version of it is they have these simulators out here. I put links in the description, and I welcome you guys. This is a lot of fun to go to these websites and do mock drafts, and you can do them for other teams too. I know we have some fans out here that are Raiders and some other teams as well, Sandy B. But go out there and have some fun with this. And of course, we're starting at the 86th position. You can see right here. I just ran this one up to this point. For this one, of course, they have positional rankings. I don't necessarily agree with all of their rankings, but you know what? Where's I see you, Raider Wolf. Where's Hefe KC at? Head in the sand. I see him every once in a while. I saw him when we were doing the game reviews and previews for the Chiefs game. So we had a little wager, of course. If you weren't here, if you're new to the channel, basically I let him talk smack if he wants to. If the Chiefs won, obviously the Chiefs did win the game. He came in here. He was pretty nice about it, to be honest. So rather respectful overall. So I don't have a problem with that. He doesn't spam. I know he's a Chiefs fan. And, you know, I welcome that, you know, some smack talking. If you're respectful about it, I'm okay with it. Napoleon Kaufman, how you doing? I miss you. I miss you in the backfield for us. You're pretty good. And you say trade back. Yeah, I know it's probably not really you, but hey, you know, that's awesome. Even if it isn't you, he's a pretty good running back for us. You want to trade back from the 86th pick? Now, we will get to that now. Let's get back right into this. If you look over here, now this is their rankings. Now, all these websites have their own rankings. You know, some of them you're going to agree with, some of them you're not. But it gives you a good flavor of what to expect and kind of what we're going to think about. Of course, some players are going to rise and fall in the draft. That's fine. But here's the overall ranking. And they have John Mechie here from Alabama at 65. Jalen Tolbert, a lot of hype about him. Logan Hall, this is kind of surprising to me, him falling here, especially at the defensive tackle position. We'll get to the players I think we could possibly go after here. Rashad White, okay. If you know me, I appreciate that. Napoleon Kaufman, you're saying he loves my videos. I love you guys come out here and interacting with me. And honestly, of all the live streams I do, doing these mock drafts right here, well, pointing the wrong way, it's backwards here. So I'm looking at my screen over here. So it's on the left side. But doing these mock drafts over here for you guys, these are the most fun I have. These are the most fun I'm sure you guys have as well. A lot of people enjoy these. So, but in this case, in this website, they have a little thing here. You can see this called a trade offer. And it's very interesting what they have here. They will pop up trades. Now, these other websites, you have to kind of initiate the trades. They will give trades. Now, of course, we're in the third round. You don't get as many trade offers the later you go in the round. This one's we got one trade offer. Now, we could make some trades if we wanted to. Now, this one, we move down 3 spots and pick up a 7th rounder next year's draft. To me, I don't want to do that. I would want more draft picks in this year's draft, especially since we gave up our first two. And I think at best we need some more depth pieces. What I would want to focus on here is defensive tackle, linebacker, not necessarily in this order. Defensive tackle, linebacker, probably corner. Even if we do get Gilmore, it wouldn't be bad to get some more depth there. And of course, offensive tackle. Those are kind of the big positions. And of course, if you've heard what I've said many times in this live streams, I want a running back, what I call a third quarter running back. Not, you hear third down running backs. I want a third quarter running back. I want a guy that can pound the ball between the tackles. We do have Kenyon Drake back. Brandon Bolden's going to be, and Amir Abdullah is probably going to be fighting for a spot. Those are all kind of lighter, kind of more pass catching. I want a thumper to spell Josh Jacobs. Like I said, I don't think Josh Jacobs can handle a full load, full 17 game slate. I don't think he can handle 300 plus carries. And to bring a guy in there, especially if we have a lead, right? It would be nice to have a guy come in there and move the chains and wear out the defense, and then throw a pass to one of our big name receivers. So let's see. Dominique says what linebackers are available. So we can check that out right here. You go to defense. Now this will give you all the defense, and we can sort this out by linebacker. Asamoah is here. That's a big name, obviously. Hang on. Outside linebacker type. I would say he's kind of like a JOK, maybe a little bit bigger though. Sideline to sideline guy. I believe we talked about him in the last mock draft 1.0. Of course, that's why I call this 2.0. This is our first one was like late February, long before free agency. We still had a lot of fun. This is a good candidate here, in my opinion, to pick up here in the third round. We still need help at linebacker, particularly the outside linebacker. Defensive tackle Logan Hall. I would say his plus would be his versatility. A big guy, but very quick and agile for his size. I think he's like 6'6", 280. Not a like nose tackle, but he can play like the 3 and the 5 tech. So I think that those guys would be good if we're going to go in the third round. But also, one of the things you have to look for in the draft is, okay, what kind of depth is left here? Now, John Ridgeway would be an intriguing ad. Again, I would like a free agent guy. I still think we need to address this position in free agency. Now, corner, Kobe Bryant is here, another name that you'll be hearing a lot. He's ranked 86 here. I'm not so sure if he'll be here in the third round in the real draft, but he's here. So I would say he's a candidate as well. So, and then we'll go real quick. I want to take a look at some of these running backs. Like I said, I want to get a running back. We have 5 picks, right? We have the 86, 126, that's in the fourth round, 164 and 165 back to back. We got the 164 in the 5th round from the trade with New England. We traded Trent Brown, if you remember that. And then the 227, that's the 7th round pick. That's the pick we received. We traded a 6th rounder and got Perryman and a 7th rounder from Carolina. So we have 5 picks in this draft currently. Of course, we can trade down and add more picks if we need to, if we can find a good draft partner. I see some of you guys talking here. Let me take a look at what you've been doing here. Sandy B says, I've been doing some cliff notes for football. I need to bone up more. Y'all inspire me. Well, football is a good game, but there's a lot of kind of game within the game. There's a lot. It's interesting because a lot of people that don't watch football kind of look at it and say, well, it's a bunch of meatheads hitting each other. Well, that's part of it, but there's a lot of intrigue. It's kind of a lot of a chess match. A lot of people akin it to war. You're trying to gain ground and stuff. So there's a lot more cerebralness, if that's a word, a lot more intelligence needed, especially at this level, than a lot of people would really think. And that's why I think I like Patrick Graham as our defensive coordinator. Real smart guy. I talked about him in a previous live stream, went over that. But this guy can detect weaknesses. He likes to be flexible and do what he needs to do to win. I love that about him. So I want to get to the running backs real quick. Now, some of the guys I wouldn't mind having. Rashad White's a little light for me. Algier from BYU looked pretty good in college. I'm not so sure, number one, about the competition level. And number two, more importantly, a lot of people said, well, he had a great offensive line that made him look good. And I looked at film, and it does look like that. He had a lot of big holes to run through. So some of these guys up here, James Cook, that is Dalvin Cook's little brother, figuratively and literally. He's kind of a smaller guy. He kind of is explosive like him. I talked about him in my combine live stream. I would not necessarily want him on the team unless we can get him late. Again, I want a thumper behind Josh Jacobs. He's not it. Zonovan Knight could fit the bill. I mean, his nickname is Bam, and the way he plays. Dameon Pierce, I've talked about this guy. Tree trunk, lower half of body, hard to get down. Pierre Strong's not bad. I see Napoleon Kaufman say Pierre Strong. My only concern is kind of with Algier, the level of competition. South Dakota State, not a big school. He played teams like University of Northern Illinois and smaller type schools. I would. That's my only knock on him. He's pretty good, deceptively quick, especially if he can get out to the second level. I'm not sure if he fits the bill as far as a thumper though. Some of these other ones, I'm not gonna go over every single running back. We'll be here all night, but. Those are some of the guys I'm looking at as well. Brian Robinson, if he does fall to us, Alabama kid, he might not be so bad. And honestly, he could be, if we move on from Josh Jacobs, his heir apparent, to be honest. Let's see. What guards are available? We'll look at offensive guards. Cade Mays is here. He's not so bad. Again, I'm really think I'm looking at the offensive tackles. And I've done a few mock drafts before the live stream. Not a whole lot in the cupboard, to be honest with you. Once you get down to the third round, if we're gonna go that route, it's gonna be a late guy that we can kind of like a diamond in the rough. Kellen Deach had a pretty decent combine. He's okay, but not a whole lot here, to be honest with you. Darian Kennard, he's more of a guard, in my opinion. A lot of people say that. So, I mean, if you wanted to draft him as a guard, but remember, these are rankings now. They don't go strictly by the rankings. They kind of bounce up and down. We'll see that. So why don't we get right into that? We are on the clock. So first of all, and then Jalen Tolbert's here, Logan White, you can see here. Are you guys interested in this trade offer? I know we only moved down 3 picks, but we're getting a 7th round pick next year. This is 2023. To me personally, I'm not interested in it, but this isn't about me. I can do this on my own. I want your interaction. I want us to have mock drafts here. So if you're interested, let me know. Otherwise, I think we should use this pick here and then move on to pick 126 in the 4th and see who falls down. Dominique says I'd take Logan Hall. I think that's a pretty solid pick. Honestly, I'm wondering what we're going to be doing about the defensive tackle position. Do you guys feel we're done in free agency there? Hang on. I mean, Quentin Jefferson moved on. Darius Philon having some stumbles in his knee injury recovery. I'm not so sure. He's a free agent anyway. I'm not so sure he'd be available to re-sign anyway. We did get Bilal Nichols from the Bears. Pretty good. My only question is, did he look good because he had a lot of talent around him? I think he's pretty good, but is he going to be the best defensive tackle we have? I'm not so sure about that. Again, I would like a guy like Larry Ogunjobi if he can pass the medical. He couldn't do that with Chicago when he signed. I would like a guy like that. Plus, Ogunjobi's flexible and he's proven. And he's only 28 years old. If the foot heals, I would love to spend money and get that guy in there. Let's see. Napoleon Kaufman says, counter and ask for the 130. You guys want to do that? Raider Way, welcome here. I see you in here. I see you bounce right in here. Raider Way says, take Logan Hall as well. Get a nose tackle later. Not a bad one. Dominique. So I got 2 for Logan Hall. Eddie Goldman. Let's see. I second and third Logan Hall. He's a nice fit for Graham's 5-tech in rotation, and he can play inside on the passing downs. I agree, Everett. That's one of the big pluses, if you hear about Logan Hall, is his versatility. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Logan Hall, especially since he fell here. He might fall here in the real draft. I'm not so sure. I'm thinking he's probably a late second, early third. It'll be very interesting on who gets some of the upper tier defensive tackles. Say the Chargers pass on Jordan Davis, or he's picked ahead of them. I'm not so sure if this guy's going to hang around here at our 3rd pick. So it looks like we're going to pick Logan Hall. Let's go with it. So you go here, you just hit it, and then he'll appear. And then the other draft picks will fall down. Now, I did put it on fast. I don't know why it's like really slow. Tick tock, tick tock. It should be going a lot faster. Some of the other websites just go. So I saw Kobe Bryant go. I saw Brian Asamoah go. So we're going to be taking a look, and we're going to be getting into round 4. So we invested in defensive tackle. I think we're good there. Hopefully, like I said, I'd like to have Larry Ogunjobi here, but let's see what we got. James Cook is gone. We talked about him. That would be a very interesting fit with Denver. Kieran Williams is gone. I did not talk about him. He's a little too light for me. So let's see. We're at 126 now, 4th round. Let's take a look at what we have as far as their overall. Bailey's happy. I really don't want a quarterback right now. That's my opinion. You guys can have Bams here, Zonovan Knights here if we want to go in the 4th round. Let's take a look at areas of need. This is what I like to do. So we got Knight, we got Pierce, we got Strong. I would like to get one of those guys in this draft. To be honest with you, I want a guy who can run inside. Let's see. Our next pick is at 164. So if we pass up on one of these guys, I would be concerned that all 3 of these guys are going to be gone by our next pick. So let's see. Look on the defensive side of the ball. Some edge rushers. Let's see. As far as corner, I'll be looking at your comments as well as I'm scrolling through. Let's see. Not a whole lot there. Let's see. Linebacker. Leo Chanel would not be a bad option as well. Let's see. Like I said, I'm just scrolling through. Again, we're in the 4th round. We're not in the 1st round. So, of course, let's see. What offensive tackles are available, says Napoleon Kaufman here. Let's see. Let's see. Zach Tom, Max Mitchell. I honestly, at this point, how we've re-signed Parker, one, I want to know if we're going to move Leatherwood back to tackle. That would really influence my decision. Two, I want another veteran on the at the tackle position. I've talked about Bobby Massey. There are a couple other ones. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money, but I'm not so sure Leatherwood's going to be able to, or even if they're going to move him, let alone if they do move him, if he's going to be able to handle it. I would hope he would. I'm not so sure. I want a little bit of insurance. Let's see. Nick Cross. Raider Way says Nick Cross. And then Dominic says I like Leo Chanel or Zion McCollum corner. Let's see. Raider Way also says Cross would start at free safety. Really? Over Merrick? I like Merrick. I think that's one of the few positions I would not mess with. I mean, we have our edge rushers and Merrick and Perryman in the middle. Now we could draft inside linebacker for the future. I don't think we're going to re-sign Perryman after this year. He's got 1 year left. But as far as starters, I think Merrick, I think he had a pretty good rookie campaign, to be honest with you. And I think his ability is just going to go up. So Now, if we want to get like a strong safety, if you're seeing Jonathan Abram on the way out, I'm not so sure about Jonathan Abram being able to play. He hurt that shoulder again. He might be moving on. So split safety in this defense basically has 2 free safeties. So if we're going to do that, might as well go try to get the Honey Badger, right? Because he can play both ways. I think he can play strong and free safety, in my opinion. To me, I would rather have that scenario if we can get him. Let's see. EC Everett says Chanel McCollum for me too. Chanel would be heir apparent to Perryman. Yep, inside linebacker. McCollum has the size and speed traits Grams likes in corners. Okay. Paul Gaines, 32 strong safety Raiders. How you doing? Yes. So it looks like we have a couple players here. We're looking at, let's see, defense. Let's go to defense. Nick Cross is here. Well, let's look at the ratings. You kind of get a flavor of where we feel that they're going to end up here, right? So our next pick is at 164. So I don't think Chanel's going to be there. But let's see. I'm just looking. Let's see. Cross will probably be gone. Let's hear it from you guys. We'll run 3 a bunch. We probably will. The only thing I'm pretty much assured of, well, I would think, is that we're going to have 4 down linemen most of the time. And I say this because I don't think Max Crosby would be good in a 3-4 as a defensive end, to be honest with you. He's basically a hand in the dirt 4-3 edge defensive end. And I wouldn't want to keep a talent like that off my field. So I think we're going to have 4 defensive linemen and then a variety of different packages, whether it's nickel or dime, or like you said, split the safeties. To me, that doesn't matter. So we can go with Cross if you want. And another thing, if you're looking at this, well, let's check this out. So a lot of these websites, they will also give you a little bit of information on guys as well. Okay, playmaker, long-armed. Maybe this is like a young honey badger. Who knows? I mean, I'm down with that. Let's see. Chanel. Let's see. So here's what we have: 6'2", 250 inside guy. Another thing with this is not just looking forward to 2023. Perryman isn't the most healthy guy in the league, right? He's had a number of injuries. He had the hip flexor, and that was one of the reasons why Carolina traded him in the first place. And I think we kind of got a diamond in the rough. Maybe he's going to get hurt again. This would not be a bad pick as a backup. If we do run some 3-4, we could have 2 inside linebackers as well. Let's see. Zion McCollum. Tall, long, and fast. 6'2", 199. Wondering why he isn't a wide receiver, to be honest with you. Maybe he doesn't have the hands. I don't know. Most productive ball hawk over his 5-year career. Sam Houston State. Okay. I'm a little leery of drafting corners, but this is in the 4th round. I'm not so worried about it. First round, I'd never want to draft another corner again, unless it's some, otherworldly type guy. So, okay. So we have, Chanel, we have McCollum, and we have Nick Cross that we're talking about. So, and, another thing is, do you think there are other players in that position we can grab to fit the bill if we pass on him and he goes away? That's another thing we need to look at as well. Jojo Doman 2. Yeah, there some websites have him as a corner. I know he in the combine he was working out as a linebacker, so that would be fine as well. Fourth wide receiver. Paul Gaines says fourth wide receiver. Honestly, wide receiver is pretty deep. Let's see who's been left here. I would rather, if we're going to do that, I'd rather go in the 5th round. We have back-to-back picks. So to me, I think there's more holes on the defensive side right now. Offensive side to me is backup for Josh Jacobs and right tackle. And I think elsewhere we're pretty good. We're pretty at least pretty decent. So okay, so let's look at it. So okay, we're down to Chanel, McCollum, or Nick Cross. Put your votes in now. We're gonna pick and move on here. E.C. Everett says, I think there's a drop after Chanel at the linebacker position. Could find a late round gem. Odds go down after Chanel, in my opinion. Yeah. And like I said, Perryman is not the healthiest guy. You know, he battled injuries when he was with the Chargers as well. Cross. Chanel's okay. Cross. 125. 126. And 138. So all three of these guys are probably going to be gone. All right. Cross. Chanel. Sandy B says, I'll defer to the experts. None of us are experts, okay? Especially when you get in the late rounds. Unless you are really heavy into college football and you've been following even like the small schools. I'll go through some of the names I haven't seen, especially in the later rounds. I'll go through and try to find some tape on them and watch them and get an idea of not only the talent, can it translate to the NFL, but will it fit with Coach Graham's schemes too. So let's see. Cross is hard to pass up. We got 2 votes for Cross, 3 votes for Cross. So let's go there. Let's go with Nick Cross. And I think that's probably, if we do that, we're not getting the Honey Badger. That's the way I see it. Because to me, if we get the Honey Badger, I would rather go inside linebacker. I'd rather go corner here at this position. So I'm going to assume we don't get Tyrann Mathieu. So it's going down again. Again, this is kind of a slow poke. I don't know why it's going so slow. I had it on fast, so you have to bear with it just for a second. So our next picks are at 164 and 165. So you see the names flying down here. This is the AI making picks based on what they feel is need and their ranking. So here we are, 164. This is the New England pick for Mr. Big Mac himself, Trent Brown. Thank goodness he re-signed there. I did not want to have him back here. I know there was some talk about him maybe coming back. I'm glad he's not. I don't like the way he plays. I don't like his dedication to the game, so to speak. So let's see who's taken off the board here. Smoke Monday. Zonovan Knight's gone. Chanel gone. Ridgeway's gone, but we already went defensive tackle with Logan Hall. Damian Pierce is gone. Let's see. Pierre Strong is gone. So a lot of the running backs I was looking at are gone here. Unfortunately, I didn't think those guys were going to make it to the 5th round anyway. So if we were going to do that, we'd have to go and get them in there. So let's see. The Raiders, let's see. Paulie Kaufman said the Raiders also signed Harmon, Duron Harmon, free safety guy. So, yeah, but I mean, is he going to be a starter or is that a depth piece? You know, a lot of the signings to me look like, you know, they're like $1 million deals, $900,000 deals, 1-year deals as far as depth. Could he be starting? Maybe. Are we going to rely on him, you know, to play most of the downs? I don't think so. So one of these picks should be Max Mitchell, offensive tackle, University of Louisiana. Okay, is he even on the board? There he is, 182. Okay, let's take a look at him. Oh, you got it coming soon. So Yeah, some of these profiles, especially when they get further down, they don't have it. So, Raiderway says offensive tackle or guard, or offensive tackle or guard should still have good value here. So, I mean, I'm not against it. Especially the offensive line, the more the merrier. At this point, it was a mess last year, especially on the right side. John Simpson was kind of up and down at left guard. Is Denzel Good even going to be coming back? Number one, he had the injury in week 1, but also they might cut him. I believe we can save like $4 million in cap space if we do cut him. So there's no guarantee he's coming back either. So Ize is cool also. So you guys want to, so we do have back-to-back picks, so we can look at that. We can pick one of these guys. I'm fine with that. No problem with that. Let's look on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see. We can look at linebacker. Doman is still there. We can go after him. Let's see. None of these names are striking a chord with me. We're getting kind of down to the nitty gritty. We already picked up a free safety. And we already picked up Logan Hall, defensive tackle. So I'm with you guys. I would have liked to have a running back, but we didn't get one. Let's see. This wouldn't be bad. Straight line rusher attacks the holes. I wouldn't mind a player like that. Like I said, I think we need some kind of big running back, inside. I don't see that other than Josh Jacobs, and he's not healthy all the time. Let's see. Jalen McKenzie is Reggie's son, by the way. So would that mean we're not going to draft him, EC? I'm just saying. I mean, the old regime's gone anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Noah Ellis, defensive tackle. Please draft him. We can. Let's see. Noah Ellis is here. He's ranked 258th. We could roll the dice and wait till our 227 pick, and he might still be there because he's 258th ranked. No guarantees, of course, but I mean, that's possible. So I'm thinking we go grab a tackle now. I know a couple names have been mentioned. Anybody else? I didn't say he was good. He's Reggie's kid. Well, Reggie McKenzie was a decent player. He kind of had his ups and downs as far as being general manager. A lot of questionable moves at the top end of drafts. I don't want to get into that. You could have a whole live stream on that, but that's okay. So let's see. 6'6", 321. Now this one says 6'8", 334. You know what? I don't mind this guy. I'd like to see some tape on him. I haven't looked at him, but I like the size. Let's see. Quickness off the snap. Mobility to be a pulling blocker. Gauge inside. Shift to the outside. I'm cool with this guy as our first pick. What do you guys say? Yay or nay? Let's see. Farrell Jr. is nice also. Are we gonna go after another defensive? Let's see. See the problem is, yeah, he's here, but we've already spent a pick on defensive tackle. Are we gonna build up there? I know you guys want Ellis. He's more straight nose. I mean, we can. Again, my scenario would be try to get a guy like Ogunjobi, but let's see. Max is at right tackle. Okay, let's go with Max Mitchell, our first pick. Right tackle. Let's go there. Second pick. Are you guys wanting to go get Noah Ellis early? Or should we look elsewhere? We can. I mean, that's fine. We can get our nose tackle, especially if you don't think he's gonna fall to us. Remember, we don't have a 6th round pick. So the next time we pick, we're at 165, is 227. So it's a long ways down. I did look at Noah Ellis on tape before the last live stream. Straight nose tackle, kind of block absorber, kind of a guy. Again, we're in the fourth round. I'm not looking for some standout star here, so like a Haloti Nada or something like that. But he could do the job, especially if they want to move into like 3-4. We can put him on goal line. I think that he would be good there in the middle. So I think that would be a pretty decent pick, to be honest with you. Let's see. Yes, get Ellis. Now he's a day one run stuffer and nose tackle. Dominique is pounding the table. This is to me. This is like our war room, right? This is what happens behind closed doors. These teams, they have, certain coaches and certain assistants are like, oh yeah, I could really use this guy. We need this guy. Bam, bam, So I like that. We're going to go with it. So where is he at? There he is. Noah Ellis. Again, I saw tape on him. He does the job, EC Everett says he should be there at 227. But again, we can do another mock draft and not pick him and see where he falls. We can go to these other platforms and see who falls. Again, all the rankings are a little bit different at the websites that you go to. So, but I want to kind of get this finished. Maybe we can do one more mock draft. If you're new to the channel, again, why not subscribe, especially if you're watching this on a replay. You can be with us in the war room. We're going to do this again at least one more time before the draft. So I encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell notification, set it to all. And then if you're on a device and you're not on a laptop, if you're on like one of these or a tablet, they make you, for some reason, you have to go to the apps where you can, select yes on notifications. You have to select notifications on the YouTube app. I know it's a pain in the butt, but that's the way it is. That way you will be notified. If you do those things, you will be notified of our next live stream once I launch. I usually launch it. This one I launched it the night before late. I usually do it the morning of the day, but I usually go on Fridays at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9/8 Central, just to let you guys know, anybody who's new here, if you are enjoying this, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel. So we are at 227 here. We can look at a lot of the players that have been gone. There's Reggie's son, went to the Colts. We're just looking. Neil Farrell's already gone, of course. So this is our last pick. We haven't got any trade offers. Usually you get a lot more when you have early picks. Unfortunately, we trade the first two picks as usual. Or not as usual, but for Davante Adams, to me, like I said in the last live stream, to me, it was worth it. I don't think the value we would have gotten with players those two picks would equal that of Davante Adams. Let's see. Mary McCall did stay there at 308. You were right. I see Raider Way saying that Marquand McCall, a true nose tackle that might be there in round 7. So again, that's another thing you can learn and say, okay, don't necessarily have to take Noah Ellis there and with that other 5th round pick. If we could get McCall and we feel just as good about him. EC Everett says PFN has not updated a lot of the player rankings outside the top 100. That's why the wide variance in rankings to other mock draft sites. But we're gonna do another one. We're gonna go to another website before we go. Now, usually I go about 1 hour. So let's make this final pick. Let's see who's on the board overall. Let's see. Javon Healy here. I did look at a little bit of tape. Small college, Coastal Carolina. Some people think he's going to be, there's a lot of talk about him being a sleeper pick. Let's see if they have any. Oh, they have coming soon. 6'2", 201. I wouldn't mind that, but again, we got Demarcus Robinson from the Chiefs. I think same kind of bigger wide receiver, catch the ball, move the chains guy. I think Robinson might be a sleeper free agent for us as far as that goes, because we have Adams, we have Waller and Renfro. This guy's going to have wide open looks, And if those three guys aren't open or they're doubling or whatever, this guy's going to be open and Carr's going to find him and move the ball and move the chains. I think that's what's going to happen with Robinson. That said, a guy like that, I mean, we could draft him for depth. This is the 7th round. So what kind of players do you feel we are looking for here? We didn't get a running back. We kind of forsook the position. The ones I really were looking at are already gone. So in my mock draft, I think we would have to draft a player either in the 3rd or 4th round. Let's see. Love it. 22 in the chat. Thank you very much for coming into the chat. We're at 22. Let's go here. Let's see. I've heard of Davante Price. This would not be a bad pick, especially in the 7th round. 6'1", 210. I wouldn't mind that. Let's see. EC Everett says, my sleeper pick, corner Isaac Taylor Stewart of USC. If E.J. Perez round, he'd be a nice backup quarterback. Christopher Allen and Isaiah Weston, University of Northern Illinois. That's funny. I did mention University of Northern Illinois when I was talking about the running backs there. I have Pierre Strong. As far as competition goes. Oh, UNI. This is Northern Iowa. I was thinking Northern Illinois, but they do UNI also. Northern Iowa, not bad. Okay. Like I said, there's to me, 7th round picks to me are like diamonds in the rough. If you have scouts, what are you looking for? Right away, let's look at the edge rushers. We can take a look at the edge rushers here. I'm just looking through here. So Christopher Allen's still here from Alabama. To me, again, these are diamonds in the rough, 7th round picks. I remember last year we picked up Jimmy Morrissey, and for some reason we left him on the practice squad. I know Andre James was there. He struggled mightily. Now Morrissey is a starter on the Houston Texans. So to me, I wouldn't want to throw. I think we kind of threw away the pick, especially since we had Nick Martin also at center. I don't want to throw away picks. I want to have somebody compete. If he doesn't shake out, it's the 7th round pick. That's the way I see it. But we're looking for diamonds in the rough here. Velus Jones Jr. Speed. Okay. We could. I mean, they don't have anything on 5'11", 204. We could go with that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having somebody there. Zay's not coming back. Deshaun Jackson. Who knows what's going to happen with that guy? Is he going to run the right way? Is he even going to want to play football anymore? He might. I don't know. He's unrestricted free agent. So let's go with him. Let's get some speed. Like I said, these are kind of to me they're kind of diamond in the rough kind of picks. Perry was still there from Brown. If we want to go there, it looks like the Lions picked him up here in this mock draft. But again, these are simulations we can go through. We're going to go to another website right now after we look at what we had and do another mock draft and kind of close this out. So again, sorry, this thing is so slow. I don't know. So I think the next one we're going to do is Pro Football Focus. We're not going to have time for mock draft database. So here's the, let me zoom this in for you guys. So you can kind of see. I don't know why they don't have, let me see. Trying to get the right size. I hope you guys can see that, especially if you're on your phones. If I zoom in anymore, it covers up Velus Jones' last pick. So we did get a nice defensive tackle here, a flexible guy. Frankly, I think fell to us, so we took advantage of it. Nick Cross, ball hawker kind of guy. Max Mitchell, right tackle. Noah Ellis, straight nose tackle. We definitely need a guy like that. I don't know if Jonathan Hankins is coming back, but even if he is, he kind of redeemed, in my opinion, he kind of redeemed himself. He didn't play very well in the front half of the season. played a lot better in the back half, and then some speed. So I'm good with that. So let's get right to PFF. We'll go to Pro Football Focus here. So I already set it up to start drafting. Now, the good thing about this one is you can do trades, but also it has this meter. Last year it didn't have this meter, and you'd just be offering trades, and you had no idea if they thought it would be a equitable trade. If it's not equitable, it won't run it through. So let's start the draft. I'm not going to do any trades right now. I did set it for fast. You can even see it right here. So let's start. Hopefully, well, wait a minute. Let's see. Hang on. Why don't we do a trade? Let's see real quick. Napoleon Kaufman wanted 86 for 89 and 130. Why don't we do that? So what we're going to do is, I'm just looking right here. So Buffalo. So we're going to offer 89 and 130 for 86. And they're saying it's a 41% chance to be accepted. So why not? Let's try this, because we didn't really trade in the last one. I want to try to do some trading here. Let's offer the trade. And I don't know why this thing doesn't come down, but it's rejected. It's in red. So I did try. So it is what it is. Let's start this. So you can see they're just running like crazy here. Looked like Green Bay got Jermaine Johnson with our former first round pick. I didn't see what they had in the second. So this is really cooking now. So, oh, sorry about that, Raider Way. I did not see that extra one that you wanted to do. But let's go with what we have here. I want to make this a little bit smaller so we can kind of scroll a little bit more. So they don't offer trades on PFF. What they do is, if there are teams interested in trades. Now, Buffalo is here. They're interested in a trade. So if you want to do that, let's go. What do you want? 86, 227, 89, and the 227. Okay, 54%. We're going to do this. Why not? 54%. Flip the coin. Let's see what we got. Accepted. All right. All right, right away. So we've moved down 3 spots. You can see right here, the little squiggly here with Las Vegas, Buffalo. So we moved down 3 spots. Good example of ranking disparity. Parham was a 7th round pick in PFF. Yeah, that's the thing with these websites. EC Everett. Some of them, the usability is good, while the rankings suck. I think PFN has more usability than PFF, to be honest. But I think the rankings are the best here that I've seen. And frankly, they should be. They're probably one of the best football analysts around. So, okay, we did make the trade. Trade accepted here in green. So we're going to resume. So it's going to pop the next 3 down and put us back up. So it's checking. Now there's 4 teams that want to move. Let's see. Samoa was picked right before anyway. So do we want to try to trade again and get some more picks? I mean, we can. Tampa wants to move. We could only move 2 spots down. Green Bay is 3 spots down. And then these other ones, to me, they're too far down. Unless we got like, a third, a second in next year's draft. If we're looking ahead, again, these types of activities, I like to try to draft in the 2022 and not so worried about getting extra picks next year, because frankly, we're a 10-7 team. We got Davante Adams. We have a few holes. We can contend. I think the Chiefs got weaker with Tyreek Hill overall leaving. And I think we have a better chance of catching up to them and being contenders. So why would I want to mortgage now for later when we should need to try to win now? That's my mentality. So we could try something with Tampa or Green Bay. Let's see what Tampa has. So it shows the picks they have. They also have the 2023. I'm not worried about that. So we're going to go here. We're going to move down 2 picks. That's 25%. So if we want to get a 248, that's later in the 7th round. If we want to move down 2 picks and get another 7th round pick, we can do that. We can look at the draft board now. Again, I'm trying to get it as large as possible, but you can also scroll. So this one's the functionality is a little bit different. You can search, of course, but this is the overall rankings here. So Parham here, like you said, top ranked from where we are. Not really concerned about quarterback right now. Dameon Pierce is here. It's a guy I wanted. But we did move up. So let's see. We did move up. So we got a couple picks here. So that's good. Let's see. We got the 130. So we gave up the 227, but we got the 130. So I think that was a very strong trade for us overall for where we were. Like Dameon Pierce, they got him ranked pretty high. Frankly, this guy, and I saw him in the combine. I was half willing, almost going to do another video, but then we traded away the 1st round picks. But this guy, his knock was that, he doesn't catch the ball a lot. He didn't do a whole lot of that in Florida. But, I mean, he looked pretty solid. In the tape where I did see him catching the ball, he was fine. So I like this guy. He's a guy I would be looking at here in the 3rd round. I'm not so sure. 1, like I said, Jacobs' durability. And 2, are we even going to be keeping him? He might be moving on here. Darian Beavers is nice. Let's see. So again, you go to PFF. Where is that? Oh, it's the same one. They usually have more here. So here we are. So also, I'm a PFF subscriber, so there'll be more stuff in here, like advanced stats if you want to take a look at that. So this is Darian Beavers. I wouldn't mind this guy right here. I would not mind this guy. So what else you got? I think the chat likes Pierce. I like Pierce. I don't know of anybody. Let's see. Rob Lockhart, welcome. I see you come in. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Small school hidden gem. So how to search here, to me it's not as functional. Now you can do multiples, so we can look at offensive tackle here. Max Mitchell. See, they have Max Mitchell here as 89th ranked. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be gone. I like this because they showed the picks right here. So the 227's gone. We moved up and got the 130 by moving 3 spots down. To me, that's a steal. I don't think he's going to be here at 126 if we're looking at him. Let's see, Chris Paul. Again, we don't have to pick the same players over and over again. And also, more people want to trade if we want to do that. I'm thinking we should probably do some drafting, though. So let's look at wide receiver. And I'm looking through the chat, and I'm trying to scroll here. So you can do multiple positions. So if I want to do quarterback and wide receiver, they kind of group them together. And then just exit, and it wipes it out. So what do you guys think? What should we do with this situation? We've moved down 3 picks. We picked up a 4th rounder, basically moved down 3 spots and exchanged our 7th for a 4th. To me, that's a steal. Absolute steal. I like Dameon Pierce. I don't trust Josh Jacobs to last a full season. I think the other backs we have, I'm not as reliable on Kenyon Drake running inside unless he has huge holes. This guy can hit and move and get move the chains. So that would be my guy. Let's see. I'm just looking through the chat. I don't see anything with the chat. You guys still there? Oh, there you are. I was wondering if things kind of froze up. I see Dominic saying what corners are available, so we'll scroll down. Let's see. Zion McCollum's still there. Cam Taylor-Britt, who was gone in our last draft. before we even had a pick at 86. Let's see. So this is pretty nice. Again, PFF's a nicer website here, so you can see that. They give grades by the game. Looks like he kind of came on later on. I don't know what happened here. Pretty good coverage grade here. Again, remember, we're in the 3rd round. That's not bad. People are thinking, I guess so, but usually a lot of people, especially what I'm saying is especially early on, we're still in 3rd round. I know there's a lot of people have some favorites that they'd want. I know we've said that in the last one. So, so remember, let's go with defensive tackle. So what this is good at is we'll add offensive tackle, and then we're going to add running back, and we're going to add they call it DI, interior defender, defensive tackle. So it can sort multiple positions here and give you their rankings, so you can kind of see these here. So if you look down, let's see, what about defensive tackle? Here's defensive tackle right here, and I can just sort that out straight. So to me, I want Dameon Pierce. We forsook the running back position last time. That's me. Unless you guys have a compelling argument for another player, I'm going to go with them. So you can see Noah Ellis here is ranked 131. So he should be around maybe by our next pick. So yeah, some of the rankings are, yeah, I have to agree with you on that. They're kind of suspect at PFN. So let's see. I don't hear anybody saying anything. So I'm gonna go with my pick, the one I want, and we're gonna go with Dameon Pierce. So now I feel comfortable that we can run the ball one way or the other. Okay, we're at 126 now. Remember, we do have a 130 here. Let's see. We're just gonna take a look at trades. Now Tennessee's right here, 131, so 5 spots down. Bengals want to go 10, and then the Giants. And I'm just going to play with this, so we're going to throw the 126. They're not going to take that. 204. I don't want to go that far down for that. So I think we ought to just straight trade at this point, especially, let's see. Let's see where Parham went. Let's see. Did he go? Yeah, he had to have gone, right? There he is right here. 99th to the Cleveland Browns. Johnny Storms Beats. How you doing? In saying, let's go Raiders. Hopefully we trade down the second round. So trading up, moving up to second round. Maybe. If there's somebody they really like, I could see them doing it. Patriots have had a habit with, moving up to get players they like. That could be a Belichick thing, or them. They could take that attitude along with them. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see what we do in the draft in April, to be honest, in my opinion. McCollum's here. We got Neil Farrell. Let's see. Did Noah Ellis go? JoJo DeMann, Kobe Bryant. No, he should still be there. Let's see. Noah Ellis is down here, 131. We could grab him again. But I like to kind of pick different players. So let's see. Let's see. 4th round. Farrell can place him on the nose, but you'll have to live with some inconsistency. Well, I mean, in the 4th round, it would be nice to get, a stud starter, but if we can't, it's not the worst thing in the world. To me, missing on all those first round picks we've had in the past, that hurts a lot more. Let's see. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think we should do here? Okay, I got the running back I wanted. We still need defensive tackle. We can take a look. We could move down with Tennessee a couple picks if you want to, but let's look at tackle. Let's look at positions of need. Corner. And we're going to look at defensive tackle here. So we go with McCollum. We're looking at him last draft, Sam Houston State. Let's take a look at safety too. I wouldn't mind some safety in the middle rounds either. Let's see. Isbell. Let's see. What quarterbacks are available? What safeties are available? So let's just EJ Perry, Jack Cohen. These are kind of low ranking guys. I mean, I wouldn't want to pick one here, but I mean, we can honestly, to me, we can get one later rounds, like 164, 165. We haven't had our 5th round double pick yet. If we want to do that, we can grab a guy like Perry or Cohen. I know you guys said that. Try the Cincinnati trade. Napoleon Kaufman. He's wheeling and dealing here. Let's see. That's 10 spots down. So let's see what we have to give up here. So of course that's lopsided. We get a 209. Let's see. The 174 is out of the question. So 209. That's like late 6th, early 7th round pick. If you want to do that, we can do that, and maybe grab a quarterback late if you want to do that. But to me, moving down 10 spots, we're not getting the same value. I think the last trade we had was pretty awesome, but we're not going to get much out of it. So what do you guys think? Weatherford. Raidway says Weatherford is a cool hybrid player that Graham would like. Where's he ranked at? Did I pass him up? Where's he ranked overall? I'm just 136. Remember, we pick 4 picks later. So if you look here, we got this one from Buffalo. So I'm thinking maybe him here, right? And maybe roll the dice, get somebody else, and then hope one of these guys don't pick them. How about that, Raider Way? Let me know. I wouldn't mind McCollum here. We can always use more cornerbacks. We're going to be in an offensive happy league, or division rather. Russell Wilson's going to be interesting. Was last year an anomaly, or is he on the decline? That'll be very interesting. Denver, the big thing with Denver is I think they can run the ball maybe better than anybody. So let's go with McCollum here. We're going to go with him here. Unless you guys have any other questions here or any players you want to bring up, we're going to go here. Chris Paul from Tulsa. Show more. We're going to go. They don't have analysis on him. I don't know why. That's weird. Let's see. They're kind of funny too. If you don't know, let's see. Anyway, hang on. Chris Collinsworth is. I don't know if he straight out owns PFF, but he's part of it. So that's his little thing. Here's a guy. They're kind of making fun here, a little tongue in cheek. So here are the stats for him. I'm just looking to see if anybody wants anybody else. Going once. I think we're going to go with McCollum. I'm assuming we're not going to get Gilmore. And we need depth, so let's see what happens. So, yeah. So, Weatherford did not get picked. We're still here, and there's people that want to... So, teams interested. Kansas City, nope. I don't trade within my division. And then, these are too far down, in my opinion. 151, 155. For them to do that, they'd have to give us like a 2023 pick. I don't think they have enough this year to make it worthwhile, in my opinion. So we're going to stick with the pick. Let's go with Weatherford here. Let's see what they have to say about him or not. It's kind of interesting how they usually have more here, but I mean, even with the mid-round picks, I would be expecting a little bit more, to be honest. So it is what it is. So let's see. Targets by game. We're gonna go with him. I mean, let's go with him. So our next two picks, 164, 165 in the 5th round. So we got a corner, we got a safety, and we got the running back that I wanted. Noah Ellis is here, defensive tackle. I think that would be a nice little pick. We got the back-to-back picks here. What do you guys think? I'm just scrolling down here. I'm surprised Pierre Strong is here in the 5th round. Honestly, I know he's from a small school, but I mean, to me, that would have been a nice steal at that point. Zonovan Knight still here? I don't know about that one. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down, looking at names here. So let's go with Noah Ellis again. We're going to go with him. And there's 2 trades. The Eagles want to trade. They're not gonna give us a 194. That would be like a 2023. I mean, we could do it. I'm just looking to see what it would take. A 7th round pick. Nah, I'm not doing that. Who else? And Minnesota. It's too far down for me, to be honest. Let's see. Safwan Ben Malik. Hey, everyone. Hey to you. Glad you could come in. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. So we got Noah Ellis. Let's go with some positional needs. Wide receiver. So this is pretty good. You can look by position. Tackle. We got tackle. We got corner. We got safety. And we did not get a linebacker, so DeMarco Jackson, Micah McFadden. Let me take a look at him. Let's see. Let's look at his stats. Had a little drop off last year. 2020 looked pretty well. Little drop. Didn't do so well against big competition here. That's kind of a question. Let's see. Ellis and Thornton, he ran a 4.2. Are you, Dominique, are you a reincarnation of Al Davis? Are you looking for the speed? I'm just saying. Yeah, he loved the speed. So, what are we gonna do, guys? Let's see. Where is he ranked? He's way down. That's why I couldn't find him. 182. 6'3", 182. Oh, had a nice bounce back here from 2020. You can see here. Okay, competition, not too bad. Let's go with him. Why not? I don't mind getting some speed at the end here. If anything, it's just going to make us even more dangerous. Do we need, Safwan says, do we need Tyrann Mathieu? Yeah. If we're going to run a couple safeties, split safeties, like has been mentioned before, plus he usually plays strong safety, but he can play free safety. He can bounce back and forth. And honestly, he's a playmaker. What we need is turnovers. What we had 6 interceptions last year. Absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. We need more turnovers. So, and yeah, the last time, if you guys were here, I'm pointing the wrong way here. Last time when we were here and did this, the PFF grading was not here. This was blank before. So I'm not going to necessarily agree with that. We're going to take a look at this. They gave us a B- on this trade. I thought it was awesome. I mean, we moved down 3 spots and swapped a 4th and a 7th. What are they smoking? This should be an A right here. Damian Pierce gave it a B-. I give that at least a B. Okay, solid C-. They had Weatherford ranked a little lower than where we picked him. So, yeah, 136, 130. Noah Ellis, A+. We need a goal line run stuffing kind of guy anyway. So I don't mind that at all. Didn't like Thornton too much. not too worried about it. Overall grade, a B. Pretty good overall. I think we probably did better in this one than the PFN one. But I want to know what you guys think. Put your votes in here right now. What do you guys think? How we did in this draft, A, B, or C? I'm not going to take anything less than that. So that's why I said no. I don't even think so. So we're going to go right now to, let's see. Of course, we're going to go, we can do a quick question answer. Now, I normally move these at about an hour. We're at an hour and 16 minutes right now. So probably going to keep this a little short. Again, I know you guys' time is valuable. I think we did pretty well in the drafts. I'm just taking a look at what you guys have to say as far as the gradings themselves. So far pretty even, so you can vote up there. What do you guys grade our mock drafts overall? I would probably say they're probably be a B overall. I like the PFF one because of the trade. We basically moved up 3 rounds and moved down 3 spots. I don't know. Again, I don't know what PFF was thinking, giving us like a B- grade for that trade. Are you kidding me? I would say it's a B- or less for Buffalo and that. So let's see. I'm just looking through the chat. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat below. Also, if you are not watching this live, you're watching this on a replay, put your comments on what you saw as far as our mock drafts in the comment section below. I answer just about every comment that I get. Sometimes though, YouTube gets squirrely and I don't get the comment at all, or like 3 months later, a comment will pop up from a past video and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? So put them in there. I'm scrolling down right now. Let's see. Dominique says, I'm not a Matthew fan personally. I think he's got too much of an attitude, but he plays pretty well. It depends on the price also. If I had my option, I'd rather have Gilmore. I think that's a bigger position of need. Josh Estevez, welcome here. Any news on Gilmore and Matthew trade? There's tweets about signing Tyron long-term about 30 minutes ago. I was looking today and this afternoon. I did not see anything. Only rumors. I said this in the last live stream. All these rumors about the Honey Badger really remind me of the Richard Sherman rumors that we had last year with Gruden on the podcast he has, and it was almost like he was tampering and it was going to be a done deal. I even did a video on him, and it never happened. So who knows? Who knows what's happening? And I also mentioned last time, this could be kind of contingent like we saw with Chandler Jones. Remember, the minute we got Chandler Jones, they shipped Yannick Ngakoue off. And if we can get a guy like Gilmore, they might be doing the same thing. I hate to say it, but they just might be doing the same thing with this. So we'll have to see. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down right now. Let's see. Honey Badgers. Honey Badgers are silver and black per Max Crosby, says Rob Lockhart. I mean, he can lobby for him, no problem. I mean, that's great. I like I said though, it would not shock me if Trayvon Mullen got moved. If we can get a guy like Gilmore, it's going to be one of those bam bam plays again. So. Sandy B says, hit that like button. Yeah, if you did enjoy this, hit that like button. I know a lot of people, some people kind of leave after the Q&A or during the Q&A. If they don't have any questions, they kind of move on. But if you liked the content, you like the mock drafts, we're going to be doing at least one more before the draft itself. That's at the end of April. So we got about a month before the draft. So if you do like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to all and set your device to accept notifications. So I'm looking at the votes here. It looks like majority was an A, 57%, B, 43%, nothing for C. Personally, I would say it's probably about a B. I think we did better. Like I said, we did better in the second draft. Let's see. Let's see. You're welcome, Josh. And then, I encourage you, like I said, if you do enjoy this comment, if you do enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe and so you'll be notified of future live streams. And like I said, we normally go on Fridays at 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 Central. I had a prior obligation this week. So we went on Thursday, talked about the Tyreek Hill deal and how it affected not only the two teams involved, but also the Raiders. And then tonight we went on special on Saturday for Mock Drafts 2.0. Let's see. Sandy says, before you sign out, Raider, I need to see your shirt. Cool. So this is my shirt. It's a shirt. One of the Raider shirts I have. It's a Star Wars, Darth Vader silver and black shirt. They just take the logo and make it into Star Wars. I kind of like to, mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I wear the champion shirt. I have a different champion shirt. I have other Raider shirts. So just mixing it up. So, not really a fashion show, but maybe I need to start a Patreon, and maybe I'll do a fashion show for Patreon. How about that? I'm just kidding, but anyway, Jeffrey Burrows, good to see you in here. Jeffrey says Mullen gets hurt too much, it seems. What do you think? Yeah, and not just that. Even his play on the field, to me personally, he's hot and cold. I mean, there's times where he looks really good, and there's times where he looks lost. Now, some people say, well, it was the scheme. Maybe so, but I mean, I'm really kind of interested to see if they are going to move Mullen, if they're going to do that. Now, he still is on his rookie contract, so it wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if they signed Gilmore and then shipped Mullen somewhere for picks or players, just like they did Unique. Let's see. Napoleon Kaufman says, I still think the Raiders should try to sign right tackle Darrell Williams. Yeah, they need some veteran presence at the tackle position on the right side. And not name Brandon Parker. Of all the moves, they were at least understandable, like, kind of backup guys and depth players that they've signed. They've signed a lot of players. Not as, some not as high impact as others, but that Brandon Parker move, I was like, what are you thinking? Did you guys even watch film last year? I mean, he was killing us. And Leatherwood next to him had his problems, even at guard. A lot of grabby, a lot of false starts. I'm hoping that can be rectified in the second season. Raider recruited me at the beginning of the year. Well, I know you're from Chi-Town, but it's good to you can root for the silver and black as well, no problem. Earth Daughter says, been fun listening. I'm taking off now. Don't worry, I am not driving. Good job, bud. And if you did hit the casinos, I hope you were a big winner again, as you were. If you were at the last live stream, you know what we're talking about. Good night, Earth Daughter. We're going to close this out pretty soon. I'm going to take a few more of your questions. If you had any comments about the mock drafts, anything else, I will take them and we'll kind of move on. Jeffrey Burrows says, great point. He is hot and cold. Yes. Let's see. Pulling Kaufman says, if the Raiders sign Matthew, what happens to Abram? Well, number one, Jonathan Abram hurt his shoulder again. So I'm not totally convinced he's going to be back 100%. That's number one. Number two, he's on his last year, but technically we still have the 5th-year option since he was a first-round pick. They could exercise that. They could trade him if we get the Honey Badger. That could be another unique situation. I really don't know what his trade value would be, to be honest. Really kind of a wild player. Honestly, a guy like Jonathan Abram, he was probably born about 20, 30 years too late. His style of play back in like the Soul Patrol days, he would have been great. Now it's a touch football league. You can barely hit anybody. That kind of player does not work. And honestly, it's kind of an indicative of the John Gruden old school mentality. I think the game kind of left him behind. I said that before. And to draft a player like that in the first round didn't really make sense to me. I like his style, old school Raider. But again, The way they play now and the rules now, you can't really do that, number one. Number two, he gets hurt a lot. Kind of like Bob Sanders. He's kind of like a poor man, a Kmart version of Bob Sanders, former Colt. Let's see. Parker's horrible. I agree. Would be happy with Kobe Bryant too. Well, the other Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I know what you mean. Safwan. Let's see. Jeffrey Burrows says we might trade Cleve Farrell on draft day or before. Well, if Jeffrey, I'm not sure if you're a sub, but if you were, I did make videos before free agency, and I put a scenario out that we would trade Cleve Farrell for Brandon Cooks of Houston before we got Davante Adams. I thought that trade would make sense on both sides because Houston's defense is terrible, especially on the running side. And I really think Cleve Farrell would probably be better suited, probably on a 3-4 team. He can do 4-3, but he's not a pass rusher. He wasn't a 4th overall pick, and that's not his fault. I don't blame him. That's the old regime being stupid and reaching for players like they did often. But I think that trade would have made sense for us. Plus, I think he's due $10 million this year. I'd rather not pay him $10 million. Again, still in the rookie deal. I could see him being moved. I could see Mullen being moved. I could see Abram being moved. All these former regime guys kind of near the end of their rookie contracts. Not necessarily performing at least to the level of a first-round pick. Well, Mullen was a second-round pick, but still, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate that, Jeffrey Burrows. You said you just subscribed. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And also hit your bell notification on next to the subscribe button to all. So when we go on again, you'll be notified. You won't miss anything. Let's see. Sandy B says, actually, Jeffrey, I liked the Raiders when they were in Oakland. Old school. Oh, yeah. I mean, back when I watched, there were 28 teams when I was growing up. And I used to tell everybody, they asked me, why are you a Raider fan? Because the Rams were here. I'm in Southern California. The Rams were here at the time. So, they were kind of the team. Why do you like the Raiders? I go, to me, there's 27 other teams, and they're the Raiders. The Raiders are different than anybody. They play different. They look different. They act different. Headed by Al Davis, the Maverick himself. I mean, he did what he wanted. His attitude flowed all the way down to the players. It was a great time, but I mean, I like the nostalgia, but, I also like that we're moving on. The game's different. The league's different. And, frankly, the players are different. The money's different. The stadiums are different. It's obviously more of a business now. Even in the 70s and 80s, there are a lot of players that you'll hear. I think Marcus Allen had to hitchhike or take a taxi to the Super Bowl 18. There's a story about that. A lot of those guys in the off season, they didn't make enough money. They'd have to, there were some pro wrestlers. There was guys who would do work on houses, painting. It's a different league now. I understand that, but I think the Raider way can go on. I think this new regime is going to help us get back to where we belong, right on top. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of close this one out. We've been on about an hour and a half. I usually limit these to about an hour. I'll do what I call the rundown, and then go to the Q&A. I do appreciate you all coming out here. Thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing, Jeffrey, and those others who did subscribe during this live stream, or if you're watching the rebroadcast, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm and all that. I'm sure you've heard that with everybody, but it is true. Thank you very much. I will be coming back this Friday with a special live stream. You won't want to miss it. Okay, there's going to be some interesting things. I'm only going to put a little teaser out there right now, but that's all I'm going to say right now. Again, thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you very much. And also, as always, go Raiders.
Ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.